Hi, I'm Zaheen Hussein, Millvale Sustainability Coordinator, inviting you to grow your garden at Millvale May Days. Visit our town, catch the great deals at local businesses, win prizes, and collect all kinds of seed to grow your garden for free. Mark your calendar for May 6th and 7th here in Millvale. Follow the Business Association of Millvale on Facebook and Twitter at BAM15209 for more details.
Hey guys, it's Matt Light, winner of the 2014 and 2015 Best Comedian Award by Pittsburgh Magazine. Now it's your chance to come see me perform. April 8th at Dave & Buster's, I'll be at the Comedians for Cancer benefit. I'm actually a cancer survivor. We are actually going to benefit for the Testicular Cancer Foundation. Proceeds will go to them. You can come juggle some balls, play some beer pong, watch some comedy. It's going to be a great night. I'll be there headlining along with me, some of the best comedians in Steel City. Make sure you get your tickets now. Click the link that doesn't exist right now, but it will by the time you read this, and play with your balls.
My current guest in studio, Mike, Tony, and Russ of Solarburn. They will be performing at Heavy Metal Monessen 3, April 23rd, which runs from 1 to 8 p.m. So welcome, guys. You guys have been around for a while now. So Tell us a little bit about the band and about your background.
Started with this guy.
That's me.
Mike was putting together a band, and he had found Russ, and they had been playing together for a while. And there was a bassist and a singer. I was looking to get into a band. They were losing their bassist. I had been playing in a bunch of different styles before, never did metal, and I met them, and we clicked right away. But the singer ended up being something that we lost along the way and decided just to keep going. We found ourselves in instrumental.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, that there weren't any vocals, and I was wondering why. So that's why. So the vocalist ended up leaving the group, and you just kind of kept going.
The universe.
Yeah, it was meant to be. Okay.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think that's awesome in a way, because in today's world, everything has vocals. I feel it's almost a lost art, the instrumental band, and that was one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, why you thought that was the case.
Like I said, we were fortunate that the circumstances that transpired, that we parted ways with our singer, gave us the opportunity to approach what we were doing in a way that, me personally, I've been doing this for about 20 years. 18 of those years, I never thought just writing a song like I have the entire time required lyrics. So it wasn't done until there were lyrics. So I had all these songs that were done as soon as I wrote them, that I didn't believe they were done until somebody else put words to them because of the expectation. So when that left us, he was a good singer, so we didn't jump on, hey, we had people wanted to sing with us, but we weren't looking for just anything. We were looking for someone at his level. He set the bar high, thankfully, because then we just rolled with that, and everything came together organically where it wasn't planned. And the first thing I thought about was, it's not hard enough to get heard in the world of music. Take the words out of it. Then a lot of people are like, what do I do with that? Where are the words? Where's that story telling me about whatever? It's like, it's there. You just have to really just let it tell you. You got to calm down, shut your pie hole, and feel it.
Yeah. Do you think that's why there's not as many instrumental only groups, is because it requires people to think, and we know today's world, people just don't want to think?
But I also think just music is capitalist art form anymore. It's not just made for the art's sake. It's made for, I want to get rich and famous. So how you get rich and famous? You got to appeal to an industry. You got to appeal to the record industry, or right now streaming, online, stuff like that. And people still want pop songs. People listen to music for function now more than ever. People used to listen to whole record sides, and we try to write our music so you want to listen to the whole album side. Yeah. But people just go, this is my workout music, this is my driving music, this is my sleeping music, this is my daytime work music, and they skip from song to song to song. Everyone writes pop songs now. Just everything's pop in a different genre, and we don't really have any drive to be that. We just want what we organically create to be the way we're represented.
No, that makes sense. And I don't. That's one thing that I've fascinated me about you guys is I was able to see you guys at the Hard Rock Cafe in the past, and it was something that kind of I caught on right away. I'm like, oh, that's awesome, because as much as I like vocals, and it's definitely important in a lot of groups, sometimes you just wanna hear that instrumental song. And I know there's some groups out there where my favorite song of theirs happens to just be a song that is purely instrumental, and it's I don't know, if you're somebody who loves music, and I guess if you understand music as well, you can appreciate that because you kind of know what's going on behind the scenes and how it comes together. And I think that there's more thought involved, and it just I don't know, it just it hits you in a different way.
Yeah.
It's certainly funny how often we hear, I'm not usually a metal fan, but, and then become into our music because of whatever reason. There's something about it that's different enough that they like it, you know.
And we're only a metal band basically because that's what we've presented ourselves as. We draw influence from anything that's good, so there's no boundaries in genres. Too much of what floats around in the world today is it's got to have a catchphrase. To be marketed properly, got to be able to, put out a catchphrase, which is most pop songs that are popular say the same thing, literally, over and over and over and over again. And you can slap it on a billboard, and you can put it on a shirt. It makes it really easy to be digest like a soundbite.
Kind of like right here.
Yeah. So, I know not that I would say I have anything against it, because I've been trying to balance myself as a human being to where things that I don't like don't make those things not have value. They just don't have value to me. And I put a lot of thought into almost everything I do, so it usually takes a lot of something to make me go, that's not worth my time. And if your passion is saying the same thing over and over again, saying the same thing over and over again, saying the same thing over and over again, do you need to learn there's more than that. There's a lot more than that.
Yeah, and I don't know how people get around that, because I listen to that. That's one of the reasons why, my show's a talk show here. Obviously, we highlight local musicians, and that's a big part of our show, but I never would have been exposed to talk radio and that craft if the music industry, if the radio industry, traditional radio industry, didn't suck so bad. Because, like you said, saying things over and over again, I would listen to. There was one show, talk show in particular, that used to have music in between it, and I could predict exactly what song was going to come up at every single time. And there's a lot of songs out there that I even liked that I ended up hating because I just heard it so much.
I call that strip club lazy.
Yeah.
I did some time as a doorman at a strip club. I won't name which one, but the 1 week, and after 1 week, I could, without looking at the stage, tell you based on what stupid part of what stupid song is being played, what was going to be done on stage. And I was spot on. I was like a psychic. But I wasn't a psychic. It was just that easy and predictable. And I think pedestrian and predictability have become standard, almost like everybody gets a trophy. So the concept that there are going to be things you're good at and things you're not good at has been lost, and it's evident in the sense of almost everywhere you look, no matter what kind of artistic expression is getting support. It's like politicians. There are a lot of people running for office right now. You're only hearing about the ones that are being promoted, the ones that are People magazine cover worthy. And if you've ever been on the cover of People magazine, you're not worthy of anything. It's such a waste of everything. And, you killed a tree for that. Shame on you. It can be disheartening, but we take that as a encouragement, because it helps us understand that what we're doing is right. Because it doesn't do any of that, and nobody's coming from that side of it, because the business side is all about capitalizing on exposure and popularity of whatever it is. So they'll, anybody that brings enough people, doesn't matter what you do. That William Hung, was that his name? The can't sing guy that put out a CD, distributed nationwide because we figured enough people would want to buy it because they knew it would suck. Like, that's what we've come to. A CD that's sold and marketed because it sucks, and that's the selling point.
Yeah, the word great is thrown around a lot right now. Everything is great. If someone likes something, it's great, and that doesn't make it great. You say great, you're putting it up there with Chopin and Stravinsky and Marvin Gaye and great, actual great. But everything that comes out now, if it's popular, it's great, and that doesn't make it great. Just because a bunch of people bought it doesn't make it great. Artistic, like actual innovation, or even just the sweat, passion, toil that goes into creation is what makes something great.
Oh, sure, you look at famous artists, and a lot of times they're not realized until after they're long dead, and as they're living, no one's buying their stuff. They're,
because they challenged the norm at the time. So the established candidates don't want that new brand of common sense showing up, or in music, passion, because it shines a light on the things they're not doing.
One of my favorite
So you suppress that so that your stuff, you light it well enough and put enough screens up and people think it's quality.
But you look at this Stravinsky Rite of Spring story, first time he performs it, there's a riot at the theater. People are trying to chase him out of town. A year later, because of all the press from the supposed riot and things that happened, they packed the theater and people were weeping. And then some 100 years later, it's in Fantasia and it's children's music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, and you're right. It's interesting. You mentioned politics, and you look at our political realm right now, and how are people getting popularity by comparing, dick size and insulting people's wives, things like that. So, yeah, you can.
Holy fucking shit!
Yes, we're not governed by the.
Now I'm comfortable,
FCC.
man. I was a little uncomfortable there because I thought I might say the fucking wrong thing.
That makes all the fucking difference in the world.
Yes. No, we're not governed by the FCC overlords, so we're okay here.
We can actually say our song titles.
Pitchforks and torches. Pitchforks and torches. Yeah. Politics is just one of those other things that's out there that is stupid.
It's
really
professional wrestling.
It really is,
But professional wrestling at least has had to come forward and admit that it's not really a sport.
Yeah.
Sports entertainment. So this isn't government. This is government entertainment.
Very true. Brian Crawford here on River Talk with Solarburn, who are performing at Heavy Metal Monessen 3, April 23rd, 1 p.m. until 8 p.m.
Not us. We can play for 7 hours straight, but
you could, but
a bunch of other bands too.
You'll be there, yes.
No.
No, it'll be good. Have you guys ever been to Heavy Metal Monessen 3? No, it's interesting. It's outside. It's cool. It's at the community park, so you're you're playing in front of flowers and everything else. Yeah, so that's pretty.
I would play to a tree over a human being if I had a choice every time.
Oh, really? No, why is that?
Because trees
shows more emotion.
Yeah. Well, I think trees get it. There's an understanding. Trees aren't all caught up in like the mundane bullshit they tell you you're supposed to follow every day. So
the real reason is
making a mess.
Tree doesn't have a problem paying a $5 cover.
It's okay, I didn't bring
that's
It's
true.
made out
That's
of
true.
money.
What is it? Oh, it's
A good one.
that is true.
Yeah.
Yes. No, and that is kind of weird though that people do like bitch about $5 covers or whatever.
Listen, man,
it's like really
anybody who buys coffee is paying $10 a gallon for their coffee.
They'll pay $100 to go see a DJ spin someone else's beats off a flash drive and just hold headphones sideways and turn knobs and not really do anything at all.
Or watch somebody lip sync on stage.
I have a theory about that though, because a lot of the music now reminds me of like the innocuous little kids music that was played during I don't know age group, but those people. And it almost seems like music nowadays that's up on that level is being presented, and it's almost like these little 30-second sound bites, these little jingles. It's real quick. There's not a lot of content. You don't have to remember anything because they'll say it over and over again. So even the dumbest out there will walk away saying it.
It's a great
like,
place
look
to
at
hide
me.
subliminal messages too.
Yeah. When you think about that, if you're repeating the same thing, there's got to be a reason for it, because things like that used to get you punched in the face.
Yep.
Okay?
Isn't
And I'm
that
not condoning punching people in the face, but at
No,
least
but-
that made you understand, why don't you do that? Keep punching the face.
Isn't that the Family Guy culture we live in, though? Everybody just wants that, 30-second. Everyone's has no attention span. They just want to...
It's probably
Yeah.
one of the only things about our weirdness that has helped us is that we change in song a lot. Because not having a singer, we can tempo change, we can time signature change, we can key change in the middle of a song. So
Shit, we can style change.
yeah, we style change sometimes, and I think that keeps the people that just want the hook, their focus a little bit. Because, oh, what was that? Oh, what was that? And it's fun for us because we're just playing, we're just trying to make up things that we don't know how to do yet. And that's the fun part.
And there still is. There's a lyrical flow there, because that's what music does. Mm-hmm. Any piece of music that someone sings to, they're singing to the music. So they're catching that narrative that already exists in the music, and they're using their voice to accentuate it. Well, when you take the voice away,
Well, that's the theory.
it's there.
Yeah.
That's the theory anyway.
Yeah.
So I got a 1-year-old kid, and I've been listening to a lot of foreign stuff, Tibetan stuff, Japanese stuff, and it's got words in it. But I started looking at things from his point of view. He doesn't understand shit I'm saying to him either.
Yeah.
So having music with words not in our language means nothing to him. If he reacts to it and he digs it, that's all he knows. He doesn't care and all the words are going to be, how many songs can you hear about the same things?
Yeah.
Yes.
No one's singing anything about anything different. No one's writing words that haven't been written before. You might be rearranging them in a different way, but they have the same meaning. You're saying the same shit as the last person, as the next person. At least with music that you can't understand the words to, you get to appreciate the voice as an instrument, not for what it's saying, but for how it sounds. And you don't have to. The message you get from it isn't dictated by what it's telling you the message is. The message you get from it is whatever you take from it, and it's up to you to decide.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right, the voice is an instrument. That was an interesting point that people don't always realize. You look at a woodwind instrument, for example, all that is an extension of your singing in a sense. It's a different sound, but it's essentially the same thing. You have to go through the same process, the same breathing process, the same exhale process. So, and that's one of the things.
Listen to a lot of opera. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
right? Yeah.
Don't know what they're talking about, but it's beautiful.
But you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell the high points. You can tell when it's sad. You can tell when shit's
Sure.
fucked up. Just by the mood and the intention you can get from just the music and how it's being presented to you. You don't have to know what they're saying. You can tell what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no instructions required.
Speaking of instructions, do you guys advise people to wear sunscreen at your events?
That's a tough one, because there's a lot of different stables out there. You got the skin people that are saying, sun's bad for you.
People.
They're out there. They really are.
Skin people. Skin people, the chuds.
Here we are. Here we are on planet Earth.
Yes.
And the planet runs in a day and night cycle. During the day, the sun's in the sky. And the sun is responsible for all these things growing and providing life. But stay away from it, because it's going to kill you.
Right? And that's all you hear for years is, oh, you need your, vitamin
sun.
D? Yeah.
The sun makes you just so it can kill you.
Yeah.
That's stupid. There's no other way to put that. So I think.
Old Testament God.
I think. Remember the first Batman movie, the
Created
Tim
you
Burton
summer.
Batman
Yes,
movie.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Remember what the Joker did? The Joker put those chemicals out there.
Yeah.
Okay, but there was no rhyme or reason to it. There wasn't you used the deodorant so you died. No, the deodorant by itself you're fine, but if you use the deodorant and the mouthwash, you're dead.
Yeah.
I think it's like that. I think the shit they've been pumping into the air, the water, and the food
4, 3.
has presented itself in that human body. And depending on the shit you eat, when you're out in the sun, some of that is going to intensify and cause problems that they'll blame on the sun, because it can't be Cheerios.
See, I
Cheers
told
is
you
a
to take
brand
control
name.
early,
Yeah.
and you lost it already.
So I just
I kind of invited this. Though.
to answer your
Long
question,
skins.
no, I do not suggest people wear sunscreen. I suggest that you moderate your time in direct sunlight. When you're in the sunlight for 20 minutes, get the fuck out of the sunlight for 20 minutes.
Wear a
and go
floppy
back
hat.
in the sun.
Yes,
What's wrong with
wear
a
the
floppy hat?
yes.
Exactly.
I'm
I don't
fine.
judge.
Trees. We're back to trees. Stand in the shade.
Yeah.
There
Uh-huh.
you go. The sun created the
So,
trees.
yes, no suntan lotion, none of that stuff. Come on.
I don't wear any. Nope.
They're they're bringing art to this year's Heavy Metal Monessen 3. This is a
Oh.
new thing that they're doing. They're bringing in some artists from the University of California, University of Pennsylvania. As you know, the university isn't directly involved, but WCAL
Yeah,
is
yeah.
one of the presenters, which is run through the university. And I think
Think
that's
of like live painting demos and stuff, or like
I'm
face painting, because I get my
not
face
sure.
painted.
Face painting would be sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
would
get
be
a
pretty
dragon.
cool. But I'm not sure what direction they're going yet. I'm still trying to get some clarification. But they're starting to do more and more of this at these festivals. They had live paintings at the Strip District Music Festival. They are adding music. They have music at Art All Night, which is an art event. So they're kind of crossing the two.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we had our 1 year party here at Millville Studios, which is an art studio. So people were making art here. You can walk around and look at the art. And I think it's an interesting combination. I love that they're doing this with Heavy Metal Monessen 3. I think they kind of go hand in hand, and I
Absolutely.
like whenever people add,
Well,
they
art.
mix in the different
Art
arts.
is art.
Yes.
Okay, so just because these two and me present our art with musical instruments, and somebody else does with a paintbrush, and somebody else does
Sure.
carving wood, it's all the same thing. It's a, or at least I hope it for everybody is. It might not be, and if it isn't, it sucks to be them. But for me personally, it's that special place to where you make a connection with something that is pure, and it's an activity that you can put all of your effort into, and you're never going to feel as if you ever have to apologize for it. You know, it's just that, it's beautiful. And it allows you to get things out of your system in a productive way. Take something ugly and turn it into something that somebody's going to hear and hopefully enjoy.
Yep.
You know, and that way you're not contributing that negative back into the environment where you got it from. You're processing it, you're recycling it for real, and you're presenting it back out in a different form that someone can enjoy. And anybody who does that with any different medium, however they express themselves in a way that takes that shit and makes gold, should be pulling together. You know, there's too much divisive everywhere about everything. It's, you know, different kinds of bands can't play together. Why not?
Yeah. We
And,
hate
you know, it's
Yeah.
the audience. No. If artists came together and went, look, we're all in this together. If we pull our resources, we're not going to need all these peddlers and middlemen that usually end up screwing shit up.
Yeah.
Because they come along and go, money, 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 money.
Yeah.
Money should be the reward
The meddlers.
for a job well done.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be the plan from the beginning. You know, we're going to do this so we can make this much money. Well, you're missing the point. If you're putting on a show, you're doing anything with creative people, then the first goal should be an awesome show. You do that job right, and guess what? You'll be rewarded with money because people will show up because it wasn't shit. Too many people are peddling shit and trying to, you know, scratch for nickels and dimes, and it's doing a disservice to everybody. And if artists pulled together as artists, you know, boom, we wouldn't need anybody else. A collective.
People
Yeah.
like genres mixed up. That's whether it's art. I mean, you don't go to a bar that only has one type of beer.
Yeah.
You know, people don't drink one type of wine. They don't eat one type of food. At a restaurant, menu has pages. You know, people like a one-stop shop. It's great when you can go to a show and there's 5 different genres of music, and there's all these different types of visual artists, and there might be dancing groups there and stuff like that. We've worked with dancers in the past. We've worked with DJs. It's, to us, that's just cool. Yeah.
We're planning a heavy metal ballet.
Oh, really? So
But I can't say any more about that because if anyone steals that idea, I'll have to kill them.
Actually, the live painters were out during Layer Cake when we were down there.
Yeah.
They were painting people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was crazy. You were at the Layer Cake Festival?
Yeah.
Okay,
we
so
did
you
that.
saw the painting of the people. That
Yeah, they were
now,
doing that while we played as
now,
well.
can you confirm this? I was told by one of the artists that they actually stripped down and ran around naked
More or
painting
less.
people, more or
Yeah,
less.
I think there might have been drawers and pasties.
There,
Okay,
yeah, there's
yeah.
very little.
So technically, not nude
Yeah.
by the letter of the law.
No evil nipple.
No evil
Yep.
nipple.
No evil nipple.
No Satan vagina.
Gotta keep
That evil
that
vagina
unclean
wreaking havoc
place.
across our
Beelzebub's
political
butt.
system. Yeah. Horrible.
No, I'm excited. I wanted to go to that, but I have such a bizarre work schedule, so I'm hoping this year my schedule's a little bit different. I
Yeah,
want to go to
it was
that
fun.
because it looks like a phenomenal
The
festival.
only thing
We
that,
debuted our
that is
jazz
tough
set
is
that
that
night.
there's so much good that it's just even looking at it. There were so many bands that were playing at the same time that you can't always catch everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said we debuted our jazz set, our scaled down set for that
the
that
layer
show
cake. That was nice.
because we were playing in the Speakeasy, James Street, and we didn't want to necessarily bring the heat and scare everyone out of the room. Although the next night we played a full bore metal show there,
Yeah.
same room,
First time ever.
and a lot of heat in that room. Yeah, first metal show, James Street.
Yeah, and you're
Rock
right
set.
about the mixing of genres.
Well,
That's
wait, real
one.
quick, with two awesome
Yes.
bands that aren't Pittsburgh bands, but they're brother artists, Moontooth and Godmaker, both
Doing
out of New
very
York
well,
City.
Yeah.
That if you like your music heavy and with some perspective and passion, they both fit the bill. Yeah.
Awesome, yeah, and you mentioned about the mixing of genres and the music festivals. That is a good point because I know like a lot of times, especially with the Ship District Festival, you'll get like Cello Fury and Grey Walker in the same festival,
Yep.
and obviously Cello Fury, for those of you who haven't heard, is a
Yep.
cello-based rock group versus
Well, they
Grey
have
Walker,
that.
which
They
is-
when they started, they were just 3 cellos.
okay.
Now they have that drummer. Well, they've
Okay.
had him for a bit, but I don't
Yeah.
believe he was with them at the beginning. And when they added the drummer, my buddy and me run a hot dog cart. We did the Knit the Bridge a couple years ago.
Yes, that was phenomenal. Yeah, I saw them there. That's when I first saw them. Yeah.
And I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, that was,
shit.
it's badass. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
We
was
actually-
a cool fest. I wish they would do more of that.
We
Like,
toyed with doing a show with them because it
Yeah.
does fit, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's on our level, I always feel that way because, like I said, we don't consider ourselves a metal band. So we're not genre specific. I mean, we have songs that have shades of all kinds of different things.
Yep.
You know, all across what is considered heavy music, which really means it's loud and usually has distortion. But that translates because we don't have someone out front who's dictating the sounds to people, which usually what a vocalist does in metal. You know, if you sing or you scream, you know, depending on how you do that, will usually force people to think about you in a certain way. You know, thrash band, black metal band, you know. If we're metal, then we're just metal. There's no word in front of it, which means we can go anywhere from, you know, the 80s hair to, you know, I wouldn't say far as like Emperor and people that burn down churches, but close. We draw the line at burning down churches.
no, and I can appreciate that.
We'll egg a
because-
church,
Yeah.
but we won't burn it down.
and I can appreciate that because that's one thing that people allow themselves to mold in and allow the, even if they're not trying, even if they're not working with like a record company, a label or something, they allow themselves to be kind of controlled by the stereotypes and allow themselves to be controlled by other people's perception.
marketing.
Yes.
That's what marketing is.
Yeah.
Marketing is finding out what people are trending and then making sure that whatever products you're trying to market to those people get tilted in the way that makes them go, look over here, it's what you've been looking for.
Yeah,
and
and
they'll
that's,
do that to anything: shoes, cereal, diapers, music, movies.
And that's one thing that you guys have done well, and I think that's something that we try to do here at the River's Edge is we market ourselves as the alternative. So there is even a marketing approach to being the outsider, or the ones that is different. You know, we're the only station that plays only local music, so that's one of the things that we push is, you know, hey, you know, listen to us. You know, you're not going to hear the same song every hour. You know, so there are ways to market yourself in a way that allows yourself to be original and different and kind of escape that mold.
It's tough though. I mean, marketing, you know, it doesn't
We wanna
even
play.
doesn't even, you know what I mean?
That's,
Like it doesn't like there's a
We're
point
not
to it.
business
Yes,
majors. We're musicians.
but
It's not our job.
you know, if I was trying to sell you a band, I would have an easier job doing it if I wasn't in the band.
Sure, yeah.
I'm in the band, so I'm not interested in selling my band to you. I know what we do.
Yeah.
You know, if you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. I could give a shit either way, personally.
That comes back to the great. People calling everything great. You know, people call all of these performers, artists.
Mm-hmm.
Not artists, they're performers. They dance around, and that's great. They're good at doing that.
Yeah.
Good for them. They're good at doing that. But don't call them an artist. An artist doesn't have time to promote themselves. They're creating. That's what they do. They create.
Yeah, I think one of the keys is to try to meld the two. Like, for example, Heavy Metal Monessen 3, one of the staples of my show is we interview local bands and we try to promote local music. So this is kind of a way where we're able to market ourselves by doing what we would be doing anyways. There's most likely, I've heard of you guys, I liked you guys, so most likely I would have had you in studio at some point anyways. So now I'm able to have you in and connected to the festival we're sponsoring, and I'm able to just do what I normally would be doing. And I think sometimes that's, just having a good product and just doing things at the right time can also help market yourself in a way where you're still able to incorporate it, if that makes sense, into what you're already doing.
Well, we always drop the ball when it comes to tying in anything we're doing with, like, hey, here's an opportunity for, like, because it's the furthest things from our mind.
Yeah.
Does that hurt us? No. The number one reason anybody who plays music tends to want to play music is, to play music.
Sure.
So if you can get on tour where you're playing 5 days a week, then, you're playing 5 days a week. Well, guess what? You can play 5 days a week anywhere.
Sure, yeah.
Doesn't have to be in front of anybody. So simply playing 5 days a week satisfies that itch, but in such a more pure way because there's no bullshit attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got to sell tickets for this show.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm in the show.
Yeah.
I'm the entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not asking you to give me any fucking money, and you're asking me to peddle your tickets.
Yeah.
No offense. Certain promoters in this town, we all know who they are.
Yep.
And that we're going to give you the opportunity, and we need you to sell tickets for us.
Yeah.
So what did you promote? You didn't promote anything. What you've
No,
done is
yeah.
you've hired a
booked
bunch
the
of
show.
local bands to play the show, and then you send them out to sell your tickets, and then you call a couple of people for some ads in some papers.
Yeah.
And you're a promoter. I don't see it. That doesn't add up to me. You got to do more than that.
You're
Sure.
a booking agent.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
which is okay. Just admit. Come out of the closet and say, I'm a booking agent. I'll book a show. And then just let it go. Because that's what goes on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, there's a certain understanding to a level of, well, you would want those bands that can draw an audience because they'll help put people on a show. But the problem is, no one's thinking about the show, i.e., who's the band coming through town that's traveling through our city of Pittsburgh on whatever they're doing. They're seeing every place, and they come through Pittsburgh. And does anybody go, okay, who are the Pittsburgh bands that would best represent with this band?
Yeah.
So that this band can go on to the next town and go, wow, Pittsburgh was fucking awesome.
Sure.
Because then people would want to come to Pittsburgh more in the sense of musical acts coming through Pittsburgh. That's how you generate a scene. You have to care about the principle of the show comes first.
Yeah. And that's one of the worst parts is that we have the best shows and the best times and the best turnout when we do it ourselves. If the money is thrown up and we just get the room, call the bands, make it happen, get the touring band to come on and play with us. But at the same time, where's the money for promotion? Ads in local publications are really expensive. Even Facebook isn't free anymore. Nothing's free. And no one looks at flyers. You can't put things on telephone poles. It's extremely difficult.
And do you have any idea the sheer number of bands in this town?
Yes.
Of all genres. And you got to think about it where, okay, you got the city paper. Well, it's a weekly publication. Okay, well, that's then 4 opportunities a month so they can talk about, 3 or 4 bands in that. That's not a lot when you consider the number of goddamn bands in this town.
Yeah.
So even if every band in this town got their day in the city paper, it would be several years. And in that time frame, probably another 200, 300 bands would form, and that list would just never end. You know what I mean? So it's, there's a lot of shit going on in this town, a lot of people putting time into things. There should be more of an avenue of affordability to get the word out. In the sense of they keep talking about, all these different things would be good for the city. Well, how about a better way for publications that, yes, I understand they pay for themselves with ads. That's why it's free. Yeah, but the ad for like Chi-Chi's and these corporations, you know, that have that in their budget every month. They get their ad every month because it's factored into the budget. You know, there should be a page, and it doesn't have to be a giant one. It could be the business card size ads where, hey, for $25, you know, but then you probably have 10 million people try to do it, and they wouldn't be able to give everybody an anyway. So you know what? Fuck that. Who cares?
It's hard. Yeah,
Come on. Listen, I'll say this right now. If you do not know who Solarburn is, that ain't our fucking fault.
That's right.
Because we play 5 days a week, and yes, it's in a concrete bunker, and you know we don't have an audience. But that shit goes through the concrete, and it's let loose in the world, and it comes to you. You're just not fucking paying attention.
Well, and that's
so
true.
Pay attention.
Yeah, and you know what? You make a good point. It almost is someone else's fault because you look at these different music festivals. There's 2 here. We were involved with Heavy Metal Monessen in the past, and some other ones. There's Rant that you guys have been involved with. Yep. It's in your face. Like you got to be trying to not see it, and people still manage to wear the blinders.
But it's also though it does a disservice because what's the big draw on these events? Public drinking, usually. You walk down to Focus Street with a beer.
Yeah.
That you'll pay $8 for, but the show's free because the idea of having any kind of demand that you got to pay at the door, people would not want to.
No.
But if you make it all free and like just kind of, it's a good exposure moment because you do draw a bunch of douchebags together in one spot. And I did say douchebag. But at the same time, it doesn't really behoove the scene because that's all those artists just kind of giving their shit away for free.
Yeah.
In an attempt to get people to give a shit.
Yep.
So I have a bold new plan, and it's called "Fuck People." If you're an artist and you create, don't fucking care about what people think.
Yeah.
People don't want to show up to see your show. Fuck them. Play anyway. That's what we do all the goddamn time.
Now ignore everything he's saying and come to Heavy Metal Monessen 3.
But it's free.
Yeah, which is free. There's no drinking there, though. So there's
you can always sneak a flask, put it in one of them holes in a tree, like Winnie the Pooh shit.
That's right. So check out Solarburn. It's going to be April 23rd at Heavy Metal Monessen 3. The festival runs from 1 to 8 p.m. Stay tuned. Up next, we're going to end the show on a serious note. And we're going to talk about an issue I have with a long-standing piece of candy. So we're going to get into that next here on River Talk on the River's Edge Radio Network.